Hello. Okay, I'm starting on YouTube and Instagram live here. We should be live on both now. And streaming. My phone is good. All right. Hello, everyone. Let's see if this is working. Can we get a hello or tell me your name or where you're from in the stream so we can see who is joining us and from where? Excited to have people from probably all over the world joining us today, and we have 35 people. Its numbers climbing, going up. We'll be online today for half hour, 45 minutes, an hour maybe. We'll see. We'll see how long this goes. I'll try to answer some questions. But the really big thing that I wanted to address today or show today is the SeaPod lifestyle. And this is something really special. We wanted to produce a video that shows really the concept of what we wanted to create. Oh, I'm getting a notice here that may not have enough streaming because there's not enough bandwidth. Hopefully the bandwidth is okay. Let me know if the video pauses at all. If there's a lot of pauses, then I'll try to, I might have to cut off one of the two feeds. So we're on satellite here. We're on Starlink, and Starlink works so well. Really happy with it. We're on the water. We're far away from where we can have any kind of land connection, the cable or fiber optic cable or anything like that. So we are streaming via Starlink. Thank you, Elon. Okay, hearing that it's working well. So here's some people saying hi. There's Beth is online. There's Corinne. There's John Kosanke. Hey, John, nice to see you again. There's Adam, Gary, Corinne. Oh, cool. You were with us since 2020. Awesome. Well, welcome here. And on Instagram, we have Brendina Ekaterina is online. I'll wave back. And there's Michael's on, and Sailing in San Blas is joining us here. I saw a friend of mine, Mariana, I think, was on here, and cool, lots of Marianne is on. Great, we have a lot of people coming in. 43 viewers on YouTube and a bunch on Instagram. Okay, so let's get the show started. So welcome everyone. I actually had a little bit of a hair cutting blunder last night. I was trying to get ready for the show today, so I wanted to shave my beard, which is a new look. You probably have, most of you never seen me with a beard before, but this is the new thing. And then I thought, well, while I'm at it, I'll just do a little trim on my hair, and I'll give you a different view here. It's kind of funny. So you can see I shaved way off, like all this stuff came off. Like this is really short here. So I tried to fix it so it blends in and looks okay. Hopefully I did a good enough job with it. And so it was kind of funny, but all ready to go. So we wanted to do a tour of the SeaPod. And I'm going to start that in a minute. So right now, today, I've been on the SeaPod for 22 days without going back to land. And this is fantastic. I love it. And I really wanted to try to have 30 days nonstop from the beginning to the end and not go back to land at all. And just have the full experience of being on a SeaPod and really live the life, take notes, make notes for improvement, and little small things around the house, little small things around the pod that we can improve and make better. And you really only get that by living it. And it's been fantastic. So I'm going to actually release a series of videos showing some of the lifestyle things that I'm doing on the pod, just to go through my day and some of the things that are part of my daily routine that I've been looking forward to doing for so many years until we had a pod. Actually, interesting story. When we first came to Panama back in 2019 to look for a place and to really decide if Panama was going to be the place where we would come and build the SeaPod, we came and we did a full tour, and we came out to Linton Bay Marina, which is where we built our factory. And we did a boat tour, and we went with the owners of the marina, who've been amazing, Alan and Circe. Thank you very much. So we did a boat tour, and we found this spot. Actually, Alan pointed it out, and he said, "This is where you should put a SeaPod." So we put an X on the map and said, "Okay, that's where we're going to put it." Then Chad, Nadia, Rudy, and myself moved to Linton Bay. We moved to an island. Let's see if there's a... Good. Just getting a notification here. Everything's good. We moved to an island nearby called Isla Grande. And then we moved to a mountain home, which is... Flip the screen around here. Flip the screen there. You can see it right there. It's a little blue roof house. And I used to have a patio or a balcony that would overlook the water here, so I could actually see exactly where we are going to be putting the SeaPod. And it was like every day I just woke up and focused on, okay, we're going to do it. It's going to go right there. And just had this like bulldog mindset. Okay, we're going to do it. This is it. This is how we're going to do it. And we didn't know exactly how we were going to do it, but we just kept on pushing forward. And I'm going to show you exactly where we are on a map right now. Let's see, the map is here. Okay, so I am right here, this blue dot, and this heart spot here is where we said we're going to put the first SeaPod. Oh, actually, sorry, I didn't share the right screen. Okay, so this blue dot here is where I'm at right now. This is the where the SeaPod Eco model is. And this heart is where we intended to put the SeaPod. So that was like the X. We marked the X with a big heart sign. So give me a heart if you guys can on the live stream, because we X marked the spot. I'm going to show you what we did. We are... I'll bring the Instagram too. So we have two cameras here. So X, or the heart, is exactly where our flagship model is. So it's right beside us, and that is exactly to like within 1 meter of where we put that heart spot many years ago. So it's amazing to go from just an idea and a concept to the reality. And I know we've used a lot of visual images, like a lot of amazing renders. Shout out to Saeed for making those renders for us. They've been fantastic. But we wanted to give people an idea of what we wanted to create. And so we needed to rely on renders because nothing like this existed. So we relied on renders. Now we're going beyond renders. We're still going to do renders because we have some pretty cool places we want to take this. We're going to be sharing with you throughout the year some things that we have coming up that I'm very excited about. So we still have to use renders for that because we're creating more things that haven't been done before. But now we're going to be using a lot of real-life footage, real-life videos and photos and aerial pictures. So we're going to show that today on our live stream, on our video that we created. Another thing I wanted to mention is that when I was about 18, I was a huge Tony Robbins fan. I would listen to his audio tapes an hour, probably every day for 3 years. When I finished university, something he was really big at was saying that, choose something you're passionate about doing, make a decision, and don't leave the sight of making a decision without taking action. Take action. And if you try and something doesn't work, it's feedback. It's not failure, it's feedback. And Lord knows we have failed a lot at Ocean Builders. We've had some epic fails. My hair is one other example. My bad haircut that I gave myself last night is another another epic failure. So we kept on trying, and that was really, really amazing feedback, just to keep on going and going and going. Interesting story. When I was 21 and I was listening to Tony Robbins every day, I decided, okay, I was going to start a business. I moved to Florida. And then 3 months afterwards, I actually had a call, and I was talking to this guy for half an hour. And then after finally half an hour, I asked him what his name was, and he said, my name is Tony Robbins. And I was blown away how it's like I really created my reality. And I think a lot of us underestimate our ability to create things and to manifest things. And I'm really thankful for being in the position where we were able to manifest this. From that time we first moved to the mountains and we could see where we were going to put the first SeaPod to actually living in the pod today. Really thankful. Thank you all, our entire team. We have an amazing team. A lot of them are on the stream today watching. Thank you for everything. We couldn't have done this without you. This is like a labor of love for a lot of people. Everything from designers to engineers to like mechanical engineers, mechatronic engineers, architects, and workers in the factory building things, doing the hard work of lifting heavy things. And so thank you, team. So what do you guys want to do first? Do you want to see the tour, or do the live the video production that we actually? I'm going to start with the tour. That's probably the easiest way. I'm going to set up my phone here, and then I'll bring the Instagram. So let's start on the water level.
My mic on. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, so I'm walking down the stairs. Oh, damn it. There goes my iPad. Yay. It still works, hopefully. That was a bit of another fail. So here we're on the water. It's hard holding two cameras. We are definitely on the water. We are floating. And you can see we're actually moving. So you can see a little bit of movement between our pod and the flagship pod beside us. There's a little bit of movement. Right now the water's very calm. A couple days ago we had some pretty gnarly waves coming through here, because this is the time of year where we have the trade winds coming through, which is the only time where we get waves from that direction facing right in front of us. That's where the waves come straight in. Otherwise, we're protected by the islands all the way around, and then the island behind us. So it's a very protected area. This is where I do my battle rope training in the morning, so I keep in shape doing the battle ropes. So there's these gray lines here. That's what I use for. It's an incredible workout. It's really fantastic. We have our kayak here, two-person kayaks, kayaking. We have our solar panels, and another set of solar panels over here. And then we have our paddleboard. And I love paddleboard. I actually take the regular fin off that's on it right now, and I replace it with an electronic fin. So it's motorized. You can go. You can be lazy and just take it easy, or you can still paddle just as hard but go much farther. So you can go like 5 times farther. This is where we have our jet ski dock. We took it off a couple days ago because we had some big waves going through, and we didn't want to. You can see it here. Yeah, so the jet skis connect to these white, creamy colored plastic things. And took it off because we were getting some big waves and we didn't want to destroy the platform. And we have a little walkway here going out to the solar panels. And then we have our outdoor shower, so you can have a swim and then wash the salt off before you go into the house. let's go back up stairs.
To go
Up to the roof. And the views up here are fantastic. Okay. So this is my favorite meditation spot is right here on the water. And not too close to the edge, about right here. We don't have the safety fence up right now. We're going to put that up. But I just stay far away from the edge, and it works out really well. And it's an epic place to do meditation. Here's our Starlink. Right there. Yeah, that's our Starlink. I'll show you the speeds. They're pretty good. Here's our weather station. So we have a weather station. This is an interesting thing here. This instead of having a lightning rod, this is a kind of makes us invisible to lightning. It counteracts the effect of where you have electrons starting to rise up from the ground level through trees or high objects, kind of act as an antenna. And so the electrons start going up, and then the lightning looks for the path of least resistance to come down to land. And so usually tall things become like a magnet. So this kind of disperses those electrons and makes the whole station kind of invisible to lightning. So we have our wind meter here. You see it's turning, so it tells us how much wind we have. We actually made this ourselves. This is one of the Ocean Builder technologies we developed. This tells us the direction of the wind. Here we have, I'm not sure what that is actually, but it's something important. This is our rainwater collector. So, well, it doesn't collect rain. It tells us how much it's raining and how fast it's raining. This is for our Panama flag. We're flagged in Panama, so we have a flag that goes there. We have to get a new one because it came off when we were moving it. And then we have our headlight here that just shines at night. And so that's it. So this is a great place for, actually we had when we were filming, we did a little dance up here. It was kind of fun. Go back down stairs to the main area, main living floor.
And I guess I'll switch cameras to here. All right, thumbs up if you're enjoying the tour. I don't know, I'm not really reading the comments. It's kind of hard to hold two cameras and read the comments at the same time. So here I have this thing right here. This is my TRX straps, and it's a fantastic way of working out. I don't know if you guys have seen it before, but it's a really amazing way of getting a good workout. So between that and the paddleboarding and kayaking and swimming circles around the SeaPod and the battle ropes, it's you get a lot of exercise. Here's our patio. Incredible sunset views. And living room. Of course, we have a full kitchen. The fridge is huge. So here you have the fridge, nice and big. And then the rest of the kitchen, counter, stove, convection oven. Oops, show it there. Built-in coffee maker. It's a Miele built-in coffee maker. And then a wine cooler. And then in between here, we have a warming tray. Oops, here, we have a warming tray. Then we have tablets for controlling the pod. I'll show you that a little bit later. Then bedroom. You have, when we first moved the pod to this location, I walked up the stairs, and then when I saw this view for the first time, I was like, wow. I almost had tears come to my eyes. It's absolutely breathtaking, and this is what you wake up to every morning. So it's pretty beautiful. Queen size bed. Here's the bathroom, and let's see if it triggers. Okay, it's a smart toilet there, so it does the bidet sprayer, so you don't need to use toilet paper. Saves you a lot of waste. Here we have the shower. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's the shower. You have an overhead shower, you have body massage jets, and then you have a handheld massager. You have a tablet on the wall that allows you to control all the elements of the SeaPod and turn the shower on and do all that stuff. Then you have a really nice view from your shower. Now there's a two-way mirror there, so you can't see in, but you can see out. So you get to look at the water. All right, I'm going to go back to the table so I can see some of the comments here. Set up my iPad again. Okay. All right, hopefully that streamed okay. Okay, good. So far, okay. Go back to the live stream here. All right, this is a lot of windows to manage here. Okay, so let's see what I was going to do next. Oh, I wanted to show you the internet speed. So we have some pretty amazing internet here, thanks to Mr. Musk. See if I can turn the camera around. I don't know how to turn the camera around. So, does that work? Okay, so I did a few measurements here. So from the 23rd of January, it was we had a download speed of 130 megabits per second and upload of 10 megabits, and it ranges anywhere from that to 183 was the highest upload, and then actually today was the lowest. I tested it just before going live, and it was 38 megabits per second up. So anyone who's been curious about whether you can work from a SeaPod and be an entrepreneur and digital nomad, absolutely, definitely. Oh, John Franco joined. Hey, John Franco, good to see you. All right. So, so let's see. What should we do next here? So, yeah, we wanted to produce this live stream, this lifestyle video to really show the lifestyle, and that's one of the reasons why I'm on the pod, living here for as long as I can. I'm trying to get 30 days, and it's really hard for me to be here for 30 days because I have to go to meetings all over the world. I have some things I have to get to, but I told everyone I'm going to try to do this because this is really, I'm taking so many good notes, learning new things, and finding new tweaks, and we're innovating a whole new way of living on the planet. It's kind of like when cell phones first came out back in the early 90s. I remember I had my first cell phone, and it was we had no idea that we were going to be going from just a telephone to what we can do now with our phone. Like this is something that was totally new, and it's evolved into a whole different thing that allows us to have all these different apps and live streaming and free calls all over the world. I remember calling my grandfather in Australia for Christmas, and there's a huge echo, and it was very, very expensive. And now we can do all this stuff, and it's amazing, and it's free. So we don't, same thing, like the cell phone was new, and now it's evolved to something else. We are innovating a whole new way of living on the planet, on the water. So we don't know where this is going to go in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's going to evolve, and there's going to be a whole new lifestyle that's going to, I think, evolve with it. So we wanted to create a lifestyle video that really showed what that's like. I don't know if my team can somehow find a way of playing the video on Instagram. I have a way of showing it on our feed here on YouTube. So I'm going to switch to the lifestyle video that we created and see if I can get the camera here to show it on Instagram as well. Maybe I have to hold the camera like that. I don't know if that's going to work. Actually, yes. There you go. Hope you were able to see that okay on Instagram. We're going to push that out on Monday on Instagram and on YouTube for the public to see it, so you'll be able to see it. But you guys got the first look of anyone in the world to see this, because we wanted to give you kind of a reward for showing up and being here and being on the live stream and seeing it live. So it was a lot of fun to make that video, and it's really what I've been doing for the last 22 days now that I've been on the pod, is just experiencing it, living it fully. Getting up this morning, I got up, did my battle rope exercise, did my meditation, my little bit of yoga, a few yoga poses, a little bit of TRX. I had my morning drinks. I had, did my whole wake up morning routine. It was fantastic. It was watch the sunrise over the mountains and over the island. It was quite amazing. So hope you guys enjoyed that. We put a lot of the team has put a lot of work into getting that done, and we're very happy with how it turned out. So let's see. What else do we want to cover on today's stream? Let's see if there's any questions. So we have a lot of good comments here. Good. Seems like there's a good connection. Greetings from Colombia, from Newman and partner. Lots of, I don't know if there's any questions here. I'm just trying to look quickly and see if there's anything here. Someone's happily volunteering to be a beta tester and living in one for us. So thank you. So question was, are you in the eco model right now? And is the flagship of the model complete? So I'm in the eco model right now. That's right. And the flagship model is behind me. So you'll see right there, that's the flagship model. And that is not complete for a living unit, but we're planning our next video, and we want to set up a little cafe, restaurant, lounge area over there to include in the video, just to show you some of the things we can do with it. So it doesn't just have to be living space. It could be a workspace. It could be a bar. It could be a restaurant. It could be a cafe. So we're going to try to show some of those different potentials, options, in the next set of videos we'll do. Probably it's going to be a couple of months from now. Can you do so for power? Yeah, that's actually some interesting things I wanted to cover. So there's some details in living in the water. So for power, we have the solar panels. We have 16 meters squared solar panels on one of our outriggers, on one of the outer spars, and then on the other side spar or outer spar, we have another 16. So we have a total of 32 square meters, and that gives us enough power. But we had some installers come install these special batteries, lithium batteries that we got, and they didn't install them exactly correctly. So we have to do some reconfiguration there because we're not getting the full power charge, because we're getting it's showing full power, but it's not actually charging the batteries in full because we're not getting as much as we should be getting. So we are going to work on that. That's one of the iterations and improvements we're working on doing. So we have, there's an electric stove, an electric convection oven, and fridge, and everything's electric right now. We'll probably use a gas stove and oven in the future iteration, just because it saves a lot of electricity that we have to generate. And that's, we're trying to be completely off grid as much as possible. For me, it's enough power. But I know some people like to do a lot of fancy cooking, and that maybe takes a lot more power than we might be able to generate. So we have to. I'm pretty miserly with my power consumption. I really watch. If I'm not in a room, I turn the lights off. Actually, speaking of that, you can see I have my fancy lights on. So I turn the pink lights on in the kitchen here. And in the living room, I have the blue lights on, so you can see them there, and I can control them on the tablet interface. So I'll give you a quick view of that. Tablet is here. So here I can control the lighting from different rooms. So we have the kitchen on pink and blue in the living room. I can turn the master bedroom on. Right now it's turned on 100% to a yellow tone white, but I can also change that to a white tone or blue tone. And the advantage, I've always been a big proponent of that, because I like to have blue tone during the day because it kind of stimulates your brain. And then you don't want to use blue tone at night, because that you don't want to stimulate your brain. You want to slow your brain down and get ready for bed. So you want to turn to more of a yellow tone. And then we have a pretty cool color palette which allows you to choose lots of different colors from the color wheel. And then we have, I'll do a whole series of videos on the different controls for different rooms and the control you can have for the smart home technology we put in. You can turn the shower on, shower off, massage jets, handheld massager, and all that kind of stuff in here. So yeah, so we've been working on figuring out all these important details of how much power we have, water, like we have enough water for myself. I can live on the, like when the tanks are full, I can easily go for probably 2 weeks without filling the tanks up. And all it takes is, like a few days ago, we had 5 minutes of rain, like it poured, and it was only 5 minutes, but it poured for 5 minutes and filled the tanks up. So that was perfect. Now, if it doesn't rain for 2 weeks, then we would have to bring a boat in with a tank with water and fill it up. We do have some really fantastic solutions coming to overcome those things. So we'll be working on those things as the year progresses, but that's some more technology that needs to be developed, which takes a little bit of time. Great. Another thing about living on the water is we're 200 meters exactly from the island, and there's no mosquitoes here. We haven't had any mosquitoes, except when we had a potted plant. Actually, it wasn't potted, it was in water, and that water was sitting, so it became stagnant, and that's where mosquitoes grow. So that was actually growing mosquitoes. It was a perfect place to incubate them, so we took that away, and mosquitoes disappeared in 2 days, gone. Haven't had a mosquito in a week and a half or so since we took that away. We had one no-see-um. No-see-ums are those little tiny bugs that you have on a beach. You barely even see them. They're just a tiny little black speck that have a very itchy bite. So we had one no-see-um in the last 3 weeks and 1 day that I've been here. Now for movement, it's really calm and still right now. There's a little bit of movement, not very much. We've actually come up with, I think, about 5 different bases for the SeaPod. So different bases are designed for different locations. We have a deep water base that is made for waters of up to 200 meters depth, and that's designed to be super stable in deep water conditions. This unit is designed for, like in the marina where we were at before, it's perfect condition for this pod because it's designed for very still conditions. And then we started to design a hurricane model, which is basically really beefed up and has some special design features to it, so it can withstand very heavy winds and bigger waves as well. So this unit in this location is not ideal for waves. So when big waves come in from one angle here, there's only one angle where the big waves can get into this area. And when they come in directly in this direction, which they were a couple days ago, then there's some movement. But that's just a matter of having the right base for the SeaPod for the location where we're placing the pod. So let's see, air conditioning. So we do have air conditioning, but right now, because of the battery configuration issue, we don't have more than an hour or so of air conditioning at the current configuration. Hopefully we'll be able to get that up to more. But we're also looking at some other solutions on some other alternative ACs that can get us greater efficiency, like 2 or 3 times more energy efficient for the same amount of BTUs, or that's how air conditioning is measured in BTUs. So how do you get to the SeaPod? Well, I usually like to use my paddleboard. That's my favorite way of transportation. Some people like the jet ski, super fast. When you have the jet ski dock, you can park it right there. We're actually working on something really interesting, which is a jet ski dock that lifts up out of the water. I'm going to show you. It's on the flagship right now. It's around the center. I'll show you each one Instagram live first. So it's right here. It's kind of hanging right there. So that's our jet ski dock that we're developing, and I'll show you also on YouTube. Right there. So basically, what you do is you drive in with your jet ski, and then the jet ski, actually the jet ski dock is designed to lift up out of the water, and it's much better for storing your fancy jet ski because you want to get it out of the water, so you don't want it just sitting in the water and having barnacles start to grow, and it's really the best way to take care of it. So a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Oh, for air conditioning. So at night, I sleep with the windows open. I love the sound of waves. I love the sound of the being on the water, and so that's been really, really enjoyable. So usually it's you have a nice breeze, and there's a couple times where it's a little bit hot. So I actually have an air conditioning, well, not air conditioning, but it's like a temperature control on the bed. You have a dual zone temperature system. It's from a company called 8 Sleep. Love this system. It's really fantastic. And you can control the temperature up and down on the left side and the right side. So you can make it so cold that you're freezing. Or you can make it really hot, and they actually have something that's kind of neat. It's a temperature alarm, so you can set the alarm for, say, 6:30. And then up to 6:30 it's cold, or up until about 6 or 6:10 it's cold, to whatever temperature you want, but I have it cold. And then it warms up slowly to wake you up very naturally at about 6:30. So it's a really nice way of waking up in a way, instead of having a really loud, noisy alarm that's awful and jarring. It's an awful way to end your sleep. So with this temperature alarm, you wake up totally naturally. It's the best way of waking up. So let's see. And is there anything else here? No, that's most of what I wanted to cover to show you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to be posting it once again. We'll be posting it on YouTube and Instagram on Monday for everyone to see, so you can rewatch it in probably better quality than you're able to watch on the stream. And sorry for the low quality for you Instagram people. I didn't know how to stream it to Instagram as well. So someone's asking if it's ever going to be possible to order a pod for El Salvador, which is not far, but on a different ocean. We have talked to the government in El Salvador. They're actually very interested in having SeaPods there. So that's something we might be able to do. Well, we definitely can do. It's just a matter of logistics to find a place where we can do the local assembly. So our next step with Ocean Builders, what we're going to be focusing on this year, is how do we make the SeaPods efficiently? Because right now the cost, it's very expensive to make each one. And to meet our goals of having an affordable way of living on the water, we need to do some work to bring the cost down, because right now this was all made by hand. So it's a labor of love. It's a lot of love that had to go into it. So the next version that we're starting to do production on right now is the prefabricated model, which is where we have the molds for just about every part. There's probably going to be 30 or 40, maybe even 50 different molds. And then there's going to be designs for every other part, like the steel parts that don't go into a mold, but they're made, so we'll have a better system for making all those parts. So we're going to be able to speed production up. I think within a year of the first of the prefab models being done, we're going to be able to speed up production by 30 to 40 times. So it's going to be a big, well, maybe not that first year it's going to be 10 times faster. So it's going to be a lot less expensive, because right now it's just so labor intensive. And also this unit is a lot heavier than it should be, because making each of the parts wasn't super precise, so a lot more material went on them, so it made it more expensive but also heavier. So the next versions are going to be lighter, and that's good, because we don't want a lot of weight high up. We want the weight to be low. We want to have a low center of mass, or a low center of gravity, and the lower it is, then the more stable we are. So that will be really good. So can you build in the Gulf off the Gulf Coast area, yes, that's possible. And wouldn't really be building, but would be assembling. So another question is, why are there not more solar panels on the roof instead of the outriggers? So yes, that's the new model. That's a very good point. The new model that we have, that we designed about a year ago, and it's actually, we just received this new solar panels for this model. It's going to be going on the roof of the next SeaPod. So the guys are actually at the factory right now, busy installing the solar panels that came in. Like, they came in last night at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. So they're being installed. Hopefully by the end of today, they'll be installed, and so we'll be able to start testing them. So they have flexible panels that are going to follow the curve of the roof. They're not as energy as high efficiency as the flat panels, but they're not far from it. I think they're about 3% difference, so it's not too much of a difference. So we'll see how it actually works out. We'll have about 36 square meters of panels on the roof, and right now we have 32 on this one. So the new one will have 36 square meters. Probably the one after that will have 40 square meters, so we'll have a little bit more. So that will help. So hopefully these, Circe is saying congratulations. Thanks, Circe. Appreciate it. Circe was, so instrumental with us getting to where we are now. Circe, and like I mentioned, Alan Bytel as well at the marina. They really helped us to make things happen. Starting a business in a new country is really hard. So they kind of held our hand and made it easy. So thank you guys. Really made a difference. Yeah, so I think there's probably a lot of questions here still. So one guy's asking, Fernando's asking for our phone number. So we do have, probably the best way is just to send an email to info@oceanbuilders.com. On Instagram, we have a question, are you recruiting salespeople? Not right now. Not right now, but we hopefully will be soon. We need to do a few things to make sure we can get the cost down to where we need them to be able to, so we don't have to charge, $3 to $5 million for a SeaPod, because that's closer to what the cost is. So I'm completely astonished by this project. Thank you. Thank you. So question from Cho111SEN is, how do you get permission from the government to build in ocean? So we've been building at a marina, which is our factory is about 150 meters from the edge of the ocean at the marina. And they have a concession and permission to do a factory production, all that. So we produce it there, and then we bring it to the ocean's edge, and then we have special huge cranes which lower the floating section into the water, and then separately, then we lower the actual house onto the water from there. So we're not building on the ocean, but we do have plans to build on the ocean. So that will be coming up. And so we are. That's actually brings up another question: is that how do you get permission to be on the ocean? So we're classified as a boat. We just look like a very strange boat. We have a lot of tourist boats come by here all the time to look at us because people have never seen anything like this. It's kind of like Jetsons on the water. So we're classified as a boat. It took quite a while to get the classification because government regulators have never seen anything like this before. So we had to do a lot of work to work with them to help them understand what a SeaPod was, and to kind of help. We had to get help from them to navigate through paperwork and go through all the legal processes. So it was a long journey, but we got there. So another question is, do you have issues with mosquitoes or bugs? So I already answered that, but no, not at all. since we got rid of, there's a potted plant in the pod that was actually breeding mosquitoes, so we got rid of that, and now there's no mosquitoes at all. So we see sometimes a bee might fly out, but that's about it. We have butterflies, we have birds, but we don't have any bugs. It's fantastic. There's been a few, like we had some from when we were at the marina. We were there for a while, so we had some cockroaches, and we had some spiders that just crawled along the dock because we were connected via a walking dock to land. So we got some stuff, but we did put a mosquito bomb throughout the whole house. Closed the windows for a couple hours. Actually, we had a sprayer come in, and they're all gone. So we had to do that once. Maybe we'll do it again in a second time just to make sure everything's clean. And then the beauty about being on the water is you don't have a lot of bugs. You have to, like, once you get about, I was always under the impression once you get about 250 meters from land, then you're not going to have bugs. But we're 200 meters, like exactly 200 meters. I've measured it with the Google Maps there, and we are 200 meters away. So there's nothing. So here, someone asked earlier, where are we? So here, this blue dot. Oh, actually, I have to change the screens here so you can see this. So here is where we are, this blue dot. I'll turn Instagram around so you can see. Yeah, this blue dot is where we are. And there's the island behind. And it'll zoom out, maybe change the layers so you can see where we are in the world. So this is Panama City. So it's about a 2-hour drive from here. And so this is exactly where we're at. So we're on the Caribbean coast of the Atlantic. And this is where we are. Okay. So it is 52 minutes now into the stream. And I'm going to try to wrap up here so we keep it to an hour. But people, I think, are enjoying this, so hopefully the audio is still good. Okay. I just saw a comment that I should wait till more people join before I started. That was just at the beginning, but I like to be on time. So if I say we're going to start at 10 o'clock or whatever time it is locally for you, then that's what I want to do. I like to try to keep things on a schedule and make things happen. So yeah, I think that covers everything I wanted to cover. I'm going to see if there's any more quick questions here on the stream. Some questions in Spanish. My Spanish is really bad, so I'll have to translate that later. Fernando's asking, do you have a contact person who speaks Spanish? We do. So if you go to info@oceanbuilders.com, we'll connect you with someone that can help you in Spanish. So what's the most difficult, question is, what's the most difficult or annoying thing you've encountered living on there for 30 days? So I haven't been here for 30 days yet. Right now it's 22. Actually, an important milestone is yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of us putting the very first SeaPod, the original prototype, in the water in Thailand. So it's a huge milestone. And so here we are years later, and we're now on the SeaPod, and something that is, that was not a very pretty prototype. It was functional, did the job, it proved all the engineering principles, which was the intention of what we call ICSLI. And so that was great. That was important for us to do. And it evolved to where we are now, but that was really not something that would inspire you to want to live on the water. So I think what we have now, you can start to see where we've been trying to bring this to being a viable way of living on the water. So this is, I think, something pretty pretty amazing now. So so what's the most annoying thing living on the water? Well, I guess for some people would be not having enough power to run air conditioning 24/7. For me, though, I like having the windows open. I like having the ocean breeze. That's been good. Oh, the most annoying thing though is having curved windows going all the way around, except for these windows behind me are these ones are straight. So there's 8 meters of straight windows, sliding doors for the patio. Then the rest are all like 360-degree windows around. They're all curved sliding windows. And since you're living on a station that's actually moving a little bit, when it starts raining, you have to close all the windows, and we have to use stoppers to keep the windows open. Otherwise, they'll just be slamming back and forth if there's any movement. So the annoying thing is the windows. To keep them open, it's really annoying. Because a couple times we didn't use the stoppers, and then the windows would just like start sliding slowly, going faster and faster and faster, and then bang, slam open, and that actually damaged some of the mechanisms. So now not all the mechanisms work properly. So that's one thing we learned. We have to do windows better. So we have a lot of R&D on how to make windows better. So we have a couple things we want to do with the windows that are, I think, pretty innovative and new, especially for curved windows. So we're working on a lot of things, but definitely having a way to clamp the windows down so they don't slide on their own has been one of the most annoying things. So other than that, I can't think of anything that's really been annoying. Let's see, I had some notes here. Another thing on the windows, which is kind of annoying. I like to have nice clear windows where you can see out beautifully, because that's one of the nicest things about living on the water is the views. And to keep the windows really nice, and the mirrors as well, you have to clean them every 2 weeks to keep them really nice. We just had someone clean them yesterday. Not all of them, I think. Yeah, most of them were done, but there's a few that they didn't do. They ran out of time yesterday. So that's the only annoying. That's another one of the annoying things. Another annoying thing is the entrance to the roof. We have the skylight that opens. I can't remember how much it weighs, but it's really, really heavy. It's really hard to lift. So it's kind of annoying because, lifting is one thing, but closing it is actually a little bit harder. So we have a motor to open it and close it, but the motor doesn't open it all the way. It only opens it like about that much, and then you have to kind of do this matrix kind of move to scroll out to creep out, and it's not so easy to do. So the next version, we have some ideas on how to do that better, so we can open it all the way and get out more easily, because it's actually a really amazing spot. The views at this level are fantastic. Like on boats, it's really nice being on a boat because you have some beautiful views. But now when you're like 5 meters off the water, which is where we're at now, the views are even better. And then when you're on the roof, which is more like 8, 9, 10 meters, yeah, that's 9.5 meters. The views are even more stunning. So you definitely want to use that. At night, it's really fantastic to sleep on the roof. Have a little mattress, and a little not an air mattress, but a little cushion mattress. Sometimes I put that on the roof and look at the stars, and it's beautiful. It's magical. But so yeah, that's another thing. And okay, here's some of our guys have posted on the YouTube here. Source is asking if the live stream will be available later for viewing. Yes, it will be available. So yeah, perfect. So with that, we are now 10:59. So let's wrap things up. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm glad you're able to join us, and share the launch of our SeaPod lifestyle video, and I hope you can all come and visit one day and experience it for yourself. I'm biased. I think it's magical, and I hope you guys really see the same thing that we see and fall in love with the SeaPod like we all have fallen in love with it. So, on that note, cheers. I'm going to go swim around the SeaPod and do some laps.